So this is my position. My stop is 50 pips again, and my target is below 2700, because if the price reaches at least here, it will break above. My stop loss was hit, and this is one of the reasons that I use 50 pip stop instead of 100 or more, or with respect to the structure, because being proven wrong in 50 pips was right. If you can be proven wrong within 50 pip stop, why would you place a 100 pip stop and wait more to be proven wrong? So I'm back with another trade. Right after the New York session ended, the market made these rejection candles, and now it's stalling, and there is only 1 hour left for the daily close. And this time I'm only aiming for 1 to 2 risk to reward, and my stop loss is again 50 pips, and my target is 100 pips. My take profit was hit during the Asian session. As you can see, I have just entered a trade after New York close, and I waited for the last 4 hour candle to go by an hour, and now when there are only 3 hours remaining till the end of the day, I just bought it, and here is my stop, 50 pips stop, and I'm targeting above here a little bit more than 2 hours. Okay, so I am back with an update. I have closed the trade with half the loss. So my stop was 27.15.92, which would have been hit if I kept it open. I have entered again right after the market opened, and on lower time frames it shows strength now after taking out these lows and testing this structure on 30 minutes time frame. So anyways, same as before, 50 pips stop and 120 pips target. I closed the trade with 93 94 pips, almost 2 hours. Regarding this trade that I closed earlier with 25 pips loss manually, you might think that I should have had a wider stop, say 100 pips, or I should have waited for the entry that made me this profit. But this is not how my strategy works. I look for the price action right after New York close, and this is where New York closed, and from here it was the night. And I saw this candle on 30-minute time frame. Basically, this candle was my signal to enter, but still I waited for the price to see what it does, whether it stalls or not, and it did actually stall. I have entered another trade after New York close, and New York closed 2 hours ago, and I waited for this or this candle until this candle closed. I waited, and I wanted to see if there is any correction towards this area, but there wasn't. The trade got closed with a 50 pip stop, although the day opened with a gap down, and this was my signal, and I should have got out of the trade or closed the trade, but I didn't, and it resulted in a 50 pips loss. I have entered a trade right after New York close, and the last 4 hour candle of the day to open and go in the opposite direction like I always do, and again with 50 pips stop, and this time I'm aiming for around 250 pips, because tomorrow is Thursday and also a red calendar day on USD data. Plus, it's Thursday, so whenever there is an aggressive sell off on Wednesday, there is a high probability of a bullish day on Thursday and Friday. So I'm counting on that as well. It doesn't seem right, and I have closed it manually with almost 40 pips. So instead of me seeing it hitting my stop, it's better to close it because it has not been in profit since I opened this trade. Usually, I don't do this stupidity anymore of entering again and closing again. But before the day closed, I did this. I closed this trade with 40 pips. Then I entered again. Then I entered again and closed the trade. Then I entered again and closed the trade on this candle. But now I am a little bit confident that what I wanted to see, I have seen it now, and I should have waited for the day close. I just closed the trade on this candle with 175 pips or 177 pips actually, and $175. This is Monday, and market just opened with a huge gap, same as before, 50 pips stop, but now I am targeting above here 27.75. The previous trade hit my stop loss, and after that, when this candle was being created, I opened two more positions, but the way this candle was going, I didn't think that it would stop before this area. So I closed both of these positions with smaller losses, and and after this second candle of the Asian session, it became clear that the price wants to go up from here. Again, 50 pips stop, and I'm targeting above here 27.75. So I have closed this trade because the way it is playing out. So I have entered a trade, London session. This is the time of intersection between London and New York session, and I think the price might go up from here. Okay, so I have closed the trade based on my mental stop because it didn't go in profit immediately and it started falling like a knife. So we will see after New York close what happens, and I'll update you. Hi guys, so I'm back with an update. Like I said, I'm closing the trade because I don't feel right, and this might become a loss, and I was right in guessing that because if I had kept it open, my stop would have been hit even if it was a 100 pip stop. Anyways, so New York closed with a correction. My target is above here, 125 pips. I closed the trade because there was no follow up after this breakout. Breakouts are usually eruptive, and this 1 hour candle would have closed above here at least 25 to 50 pips above this latest high. So I wanted to explain the aftermath of last night's trade that I closed with 20 pips and didn't let it run. And I have done it many times during this series, sometimes in negative, sometimes in positive. It doesn't matter. The only thing is, after I uploaded the first episode, some people contacted me on Instagram and asked me what are the rules or what are the things that I look for when I'm closing my trades, and how is it possible that whenever I close my trade, sensing or thinking that something isn't right, how what I anticipate turns out right. It's just my market experience that tells me if a level has to be broken, then there must be a close above it. At least the breakout should be eruptive. So I have entered a trade after New York close, and this time I'm using a 60 pip stop because there was almost a 500 pips move during New York session alone, and these are pretty big candles. So, and my target is 300 pips, but we will see what happens and I'll update you guys. I was looking for a close above this candle high or open, or this candle open, which would be at least 50. There are 20 minutes remaining for the daily close, and it looks like that it's getting rejected from this level straight away without going up and testing this area. So I close my trade with almost 50 pips. After New York close, I have entered again and with a 50 pip stop and 250 pips target. I've closed my trade based on my mental stop. Hi, so I have just entered a trade right after New York close with a 50 pip stop, but I haven't decided the target yet. So I'm back with an update about the last trade. I'm back with an update about the trade of last night. I closed it a few minutes before the day close, and I did it because I thought it will break below. And you might think that why do I even enter if I will exit the trade without letting it run to my stop loss or without taking any stop loss? Well, the reason is, look at these two last trades. If I had let it run, it would have hit my stop, which was 50 pips. So $50 loss, it would be a $50 loss here. And then last night, it would be a $50 loss here. While practically what I did saved me from a lot of loss. Another thing is, my job is to execute. My job as a trader is to follow my trade plan, look for an entry signal right after New York close, and if I see it, I have to enter it, and then I go to micromanage it right after. Okay, so New York closed and the last 4 hour candle opened, and I have entered a trade after 47 minutes of opening this last 4 hour candle. So this is where I am buying gold with a 50 pip stop, and I haven't decided the take profit yet. So my trade was closed on the stop. After New York close, I let this last 4 hour candle of the day to open and go in the opposite direction, because now I think the market should go lower in the end of the year, and we will see where it can go. So I haven't decided the target yet, but I'll see, and if I can hold it. Okay, so I have waited for almost an hour and I don't see any follow up. This is why I am closing it, and I'll see tomorrow after the interest rate decision, and I'll update you guys if I see an opportunity tomorrow. So the trade moved in my favor after I closed it. I had a feeling about it, but I don't know, maybe I had so many consecutive losses, and that is playing with my mind, or what else. I have entered a trade around the lows of the day, and with a 50 whip stop, and I am targeting and I am aiming for 1 to 3 for now. And I am hoping that on Monday the market will open with a gap down. Okay, so I have closed the trade. It kept going higher and higher. I closed it with almost 40 pips in negative. Hi guys, so I'm back with an update. I opened this short position before the daily close of Friday, and I kept it open, and today market opened with a bearish move, continuation move, and I haven't decided the take profit yet, but I am relying on the fact that it will keep going down until the winter holidays of December. Okay, I am back with an update. So I closed the trade with almost 383 pips and over 7.5 hours. So I had another development with this trade. I already had my target set on 100k challenge of the FTMO, which I have gladly passed. I passed my phase 1 of FTMO challenge with this trade. I opened the trade with again 50 pip stop. And again, like the last trade, I said I will be expecting the price to go around and test this area, but my take profit is a little bit above. The trade was closed with 50 pips loss. I was waiting for the price action to see where it wants to go during New York session. I entered a trade again with 50 pips stop and the same target as yesterday. Hi, so I'm back with an update. I have a bad feeling about this trade, so I closed it with 17 pips in loss. Okay, so based on how these two candles closed, I have decided to buy it instead of selling it with a 50 pips, and I am targeting 150 pips. I've closed my buy. I've closed my long on gold. I've closed my long. Okay, guys, so I'm back with an update. I closed my long with 33 pips loss. This is Friday evening after New York close, and I was observing the price action. So I have a 50 pips stop and 350 pips target. The market opened with a gap up, and my trade closed with the 52 pips stop loss. I have entered right after New York close and at the open of the last 4-hour candle of the day. Again, my stop is 50 pips and I'm targeting above here almost 500 pips. I had moved my stop below this New York low of yesterday, and which was 100 pips, and it was hit now. So I'm back with a funny update. Uh, as I showed you in the morning that my stop or my trailing stop was hit at 100 pips that I placed below this New York low of yesterday. It was hit at the open of London session. So after that, the price has been moving upward rapidly and it broke above. If I had my trade opened at break even stop or whatever, I would have crossed 300 pips in profit by now. But this is the thing. This is why I don't use trailing stop, use I don't move trailing stop. But for the past couple of trades, I have been trying to refine my trade management, and I included this rule that whenever the trade goes beyond 200 pips in my profit, I will move my stop. So anyways, I'll see if I can find an entry after today New York close. Initially, I was going to compile the second episode with 100% gain, and it was taking too long, so I just compiled trades until 20th November, and here is my FX book of the account. As of 20th November, I have executed 47 trades so far, and overall growth of the account is 71% with 582 pips with a win rate of only 37%. Considering the fact that I am risking around 10% on every trade and yet have not blown the account proves that my strategy is working. Obviously, I'll need improvements in my exit strategy because I have left too much profit while closing trades, and I need to incorporate some solid trade management to catch as much profit as I can to cover the losses I'll have along the way. Like I said earlier, it's not an account flipping challenge, and I'm only interested in not blowing the account while dealing with 10% risk per trade, just like a prop firm account. So my goal is very clear. To prove it, I'm also doing a FTMO 100k challenge in parallel by executing the same trades. I'm not perfect, my strategy is not perfect. Sometimes I take profit too early or too late. Sometimes I get burnt out between my work and family life and start doing stupid execution errors. So far, I have only had 3 execution error during this quarter, which I think is part of my life and I already considered them before getting into trading. But I think my edge is very unique because I may be among the very few traders who found their edge in one market. This challenge is basically the evolution of my trading strategy publicly. I think in start I was a bit worried that if I do it publicly, then it will increase the pressure immensely. But with the passage of time and consistent execution, I got immune to it. Do I need validation by doing it publicly? No. It's just another demon of social anxiety that I am dealing with, and I want to overcome it this way. I get it, it's just a $500 account and a 100k FTMO challenge, no big deal. But at least I have the satisfaction of being honest with audience instead of flipping $100 into $1 million without revealing trading broker, trading history, and any third party verification of this ever happening. Am I doing it because I want to sell courses or affiliate with shady service providers? No, my account is with a regulated broker and open to all third party verifications at all time. I am doing it because I love trading and spent over a decade in learning trading. Once I decided to become a content creator, I started writing scripts on long form video essays about the topics that interest me, but couldn't publish a single one because I was too lazy. To overcome this laziness, I started making trading videos because this is my primary career, and you have to be in love with trading to do it full time. This is not a trading channel and I'm not a trading influencer, and I don't intend to be one either. I'm just building my tempo by creating videos on something I love. I have executed the same trades on FTMO 100k challenge. I passed phase 1 and now I am in phase 2 where I have to make 5% to pass the verification phase. On second phase, I am a little over 1% in drawdown after closing the last trade in 100 pip, but I think I'll be fine. Anyways, I am trying to organize all the info on my strategies so that I can create a proper framework for myself and also share it with you in a video presentation. However, I have completed 50% work on the video on discretionary trading and I'll be publishing it next. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.
I want everybody to raise their hand. Everybody raise their hand. Now I want y'all to raise it a little higher. Ask yourself this question. Why didn't you live 100% the first time?
There's something bad about to happen to me.